What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as you can see, a Pendulum Domination DDD deck profile, updated, TCG, all the 9 works. Right, before I get started with this, I would like to say a massive thank you to all of our followers, all our subscribers, as we've just gone past our year mark, and we have smashed our record, our target for that year. It did start off at like 1,000 subscribers in a year, we've hit well over 25, so thank you so much, and we hope you'll follow us for the rest of the year, and many more to come. As a celebratory thing as well, I do have 2 of these bad boys, the Pendulum Domination structure decks to give away. I have 2 of those, so it's very, very simple to enter that, and I'll tell you at the end of the video. So just stay tuned, check out the DD decks of what this deck can do, check out the links in the description below to the test hands and all the combo videos that Joe has done, so he'll be able to show you what the deck can do and how destructive it can be. Myself, without further ado, I'm going to go through my build and see how we do. So let's zoom in a little bit. Right, we start off with triple DD Laminar. This is the new card of the deck. This card is amazing. This is your key to the city. It's your level 1 tuner, and you constantly keep reviving it with your other DD effects. And then when you absolutely have to, you use her effect, which pops, you send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your hand or face up from the field to the graveyard, except itself, special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use the effect once per turn. Now, just so we're clear, you can send a Pendulum monster from hand to grave to activate its effect, but you cannot pop a DD Pendulum monster on the field because it does not go to the grave, it goes to the extra deck. It's the same for when you pop a Scout. If you pop the Scout, it goes to the extra deck, so it's an illegal play and it can't be done. Just so we're clear on that due to game mechanics. Next up, triple DD Swell Slime. Pick these up, didn't get a reprint, so you're going to need to pick these up, and neither did Necro Slime. It's a shame because these are the main cards of the deck, and when you see the box opening on Thursday, you'll see that there are some reprints that maybe should have been that could have been these. Anyway, Swirl Slime you send from hand with another DD monster to fusion summon. Necro Slime you can banish from the grave with another DD to fusion summon. And Swirl Slime, again, you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon a DD from hand. So these 2 cards here, if you can get another one in grave, gives you a free special summons of big beat monsters. Very, very good card, necessary for the deck. This deck can easily be budget because you can buy 3 structure decks and then pick these up. I hope you can still pick them up cheap, I'm not too sure. Last time I checked they were going at like 50p to £1 a playset, but they might have gone up to like £2 a playset, so grab them while you can. But yeah, you can do it with a budget extra deck. It won't be hitting at full power, but you can still do this deck easy under £30. I will show you at the end what I would take out to make this budget. Next up, Triple Savant Kepler. This is your searcher of the deck. This searches out your contracts to then search out whatever DD cards you may be missing in your hand. Its other effect you very rarely use, but it's more for late game. You target one other DD card you control, return it to the hand, so it just lets you recycle some of your cards. 1 DD Night Owl. I quite like this card, but in my build, it's less focused on DD Night Owl. If I wanted to, I could bump this up to 2, if not 3, put some Beowulfs in there, Baphomet, sorry, and then you'd use the Pendulum cards that change levels. So basically this card is a level 3 tuner. When it is normal summoned, you target 1 DD monster in your graveyard. So just so we're clear, when a card states DD, so 2 Ds, it also affects those that have 3 Ds in their names because it contains 2 Ds. When it specifically states DDD, it is specifically relating to a triple D. So this card can basically bring back any DD card at all, any monster in the graveyard, special summon it. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiend type monsters. The monster's attack and defense become 0. If this card is destroyed, you take 1,000 damage. So the reason with the Baphomets and that is you bring back your Baphomet, you can go straight into an Alexander, you can change this to a level 4 and go into a Siegfried, you can just overlay straight away into a Wave King. Yeah, you can overlay straight into the level 4 XYZ Wave King Caesar. So it's very nice, but in this build only at 1 because I'm not solely focused on Night Owl. Again, like I said before, if you do want to change it, you can put more Baphomets in. You can also put in like you can use it to go with your Copernicuses. You can use it to go with you basically have to focus more on like your rank 4s, your level 4, so you can go into more level 7 synchros, which will just mean more Alexanders. But it then means that you wait until your opponent's turn. As long as you've got a Formula Synchron on board, you can go into a Phoenix and blow up their entire back row. Next up, triple DDD Oblivion King Ragnarok. This card is really, really nice. So it's Pendulum effect. If you special summon a DD monster or monsters, except during the damage step, you can target one DD monster in your graveyard. So again, any DD card. Any battle damage your opponent takes becomes half for the rest of this turn. Also special summon that monster, and if you do take 1,000 damage, you can only use the effect once per turn. Its monster effect is a little bit better. So if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one DDD monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use the effect of Oblivion King Ragnarok once per turn. Once per turn, you contribute one other DD monster, then target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. Next up, I play double Savant Thomas. Now you can change this out. Savant Thomas is quite nice because its Pendulum effect is during your main phase, you can add one face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. You can only use the effect once per turn. Its monster effect is a lot better, so you bring this out with Swirl Slime, so you banish your Swirl Slime, bring this guy down. Hopefully you can put a Ragnarok in scale, pop the Ragnarok, and then special summon a Ragnarok, and then straight away your Ragnarok gets an effect, and you're special summoning for days. Yes, Max C, you can draw for days off this deck. So, you target one DD card in your Pendulum Zone, destroy that card, and if you do, special summon one level 8 DDD monster from your deck in defense position, but for the rest of the turn its effects, if any, are negated, and any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved. You can only use this effect of DD Savant Thomas once per turn. Apologies then. You can bring out your Ragnarok, but then you can't use Ragnarok to special summon, you would just go straight into a rank 8. Or, you bring this guy out, DDD Doom King Armageddon. So if you want a 3k beater, you bring this bad boy out. It's the only real reason I've got this in here, so it's in space of a third Thomas. You can take out the Thomases if you want, because obviously that this one wasn't in a deck. This was for Dark Illusion, so you need to go pick those up. Anyway, Doom King is just a beater. Once per turn in the scale, you can target one DD monster you control. It gains 800 attack until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. Monster effect. Once per turn, if a monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you target one of those monsters. This card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of the turn. This card cannot attack your opponent directly during the turn you activate this card. Cannot be destroyed by spell or trap effects that do not target this card. So basically it's the complete opposite. This card needs to be targeted. How many cards do we have nowadays that have to be targeted? Anyway. Then I play 2 DD Savant Copernicus. This is your Foolish Burial. So in the scale, you cannot Pendulum Summon monsters except DD monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once while this card is in your Pendulum Zone, you can negate an activated spell effect that would inflict damage to you, then destroy this card. So very rarely would you use that. You're more focused on the monster effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you send one DD or Dark Contract card from your deck to the graveyard except Savant Copernicus. You can only use the effect of DD Copernicus once per turn. So this guy helps you put your Necro Slimes in grave and stuff like that to help you further your plays. 1 DD Birthnet. Now not many people play this. I quite agree with Joe. I actually really like this card because it can help with Night Howl go into your it can help you go into your Synchros, your Alexander, or it can go into your Siegfried quite easily. But he also works with Copernicus quite well and goes into your Oblivion King Caesar, which some people can take out. I just like it because he's a nice protector for the deck. That's it for the monsters. Next up, triple Dark Contract with a Gate. This is your Searcher. During your main phase, you add one DD monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this once per turn. But during your standby phase, you take 1,000 damage. Double Dark Contract with Swamp King. This card just helps you fusion summon. It's very, very nice. It helps you push more fusion summons out. So during your main phase, you can fusion summon one Fiend type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion material. You can only use the effect of Dark Contract with a Swamp King once per turn. If summoning a DD fusion monster, which you are, this way, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion material. Again, during your standby phase, you take 1,000 damage. Triple Allure of Darkness for your draw power, as well as 2 trade-ins because you have 6 level 8s in there and all your monsters are dark. 1 Pot of Acquisitiveness because you do banish quite a lot, so you can bring back just for the draw. I do also play 1 Burial from a different dimension. In case you, let's say you have this set or you have this in hand and you top deck a card that's not going to help you, but you've already banished your Swirls and Necros, you just go Burial, bring all 3 back, and straight away you've got at least 2 special summons there. Well, at least 1 with your Necro Slime. Hopefully if you've got a DD in hand, you can then banish your Swirl and you've got a second. 1 for 1 helps push into OTKs and setting up the strongest board, which is a Crystal Wing, Hope Harbinger, a Siegfried and a Genghis. You can even extend that further, as I've been told, depending on your build. But yeah, it also helps you get out your Laminas and your Keplers if you need that special summon or the Synchro. Foolish Burial, because this deck now has 3 with 2 Copernicuses, and again, it just helps you build up your graveyard when needed. 1 Dark Contract, so now we're on to traps. 1 Dark Contract Rich. I quite like this card because you send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 card in the field and destroy it. You can only use the effect of Witch once per turn. All Fiend type monsters you control gain a 1,000 attack during your opponent's turn only. So it helps make sure that when they're attacking into Copernicuses or Keplers, or even if they think they can beat over your Diarchs and that, you're giving them an extra K so they can't. 1 Call of the Haunted to bring back any DDs that you sent. This can easily be taken out. It's just a nice little card to help recycle round cards and get your special summons off. Helps you bring back your Laminas if you absolutely have to without pop. It just helps further your play for the later game state. 1 Warning, 1 Strike. Straightforward on those. And like I said, this deck is kind of built for the early game phase, so going first, setting up your board and going pushing quite strongly. Later game it can struggle a little bit, but the differences in the deck allow it to extend a bit further than just a standard lockout and go kind of way. So let's get on to the extra deck. Just trying to find, I can't find where that's gone. Oh well. Now, onto the extra deck. So, when the camera wants to focus, we play 1 DD Curse Kings. Actually, sorry. Let me get onto the deck first. So we'll go back to the main deck. Now, if you want to make this deck more budget, you take out the Strike. Warnings are pretty cheap right now. Your spells are all pretty simple, straightforward. The laws have been reprinted 1,001 times. All the monsters. So the only thing that makes this deck a little bit more expensive is just getting hold of the Thomases and the stuff that wasn't printed in the main deck and your Strike. But you can pretty much pick those up. Take your Strike out, put in some another trap that you want to lock out your opponent with, like Bottomless Trap Hole or something very, very cheap and easy, and straight away it's budget, it's kept really, really cheap. Now on to the extra deck. DDD Curse King Siegfried. This card basically turns off spells and traps once per turn until the standby phase. And then when it's destroyed, if this card is destroyed by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard, you gain 1,000 life points. Sorry. You gain 1,000 life points for each Dark Contract you control. DDD Dragonbane King Beowulf, again a new card. This card, basically, if a DD monster you control attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing battle damage. During the standby phase, you can destroy all cards in the spell and trap card zone. So he's a heavy storm during the standby phase. It does clear your back row, but if your back rows are just contracts that you don't need or are stacking up, or they're going to burn you for game, he can clear it. 1 DD Oracle King Diarch. Didn't get a reprint. You can put 2 in, no argument against 2. I just find myself going into it less so in this build, but the build can easily be changed. 2 Genghis, you need 2. This card is your main kind of like linchpin. It helps circle around your Lamias, it helps get you into your Alexanders. It just helps revive from grave. So Diarch, if you didn't know already, any effect damage you would inflict damage to you, you gain it instead. Genghis revives, so when a DD monster is special summoned to the field, while you control this face-up card, except during the damage state, you can target 1 DD monster in the graveyard, special summon it. You can only use the effect once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, and its owner's presenters, you can target 1 DD Dark Contract card in your graveyard and add it to your hand, so it'll actually recycle those. That's it for the fusions. Now on to XYZ, so number 38, Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. This helps you for your lockout first turn. DDD Duro King Cayuga, 35k BR, blows up all back row, negates all card effects on the field, and lets you recycle contracts from the grave. Nice. DD Wave King Caesar, so during either player's turn, you detach 1 material from this card. At the end of the battle phase, special summon from your graveyard as many monsters destroyed this turn as possible, but during the next standby phase, take 1,000 damage for each monster special summoned by this effect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. Only use the effect of DD Wave King once per turn. Now, if you're going to play him, you want to be making sure that you've got a Diarch that's going to be coming back, because then you won't take that battle damage, I believe. So you can bump your Diarch up to 2 if you wish to. This is a worst case scenario. I'd much rather go into a Siegfried than go into him with my Beowulf and Night Howl and Baphomet. but he's nice to go with your Copernicuses and your Berthomets and so on. Formula Synchron, very, very nice. Helps you get the draw, helps you get into Siegfried. Can also help you, during your opponent's turn, go into a Crystron Phoenix. Now, this card is very, very cheap. It's only like a couple of quid at the moment. But basically, this is the play that I was saying. If you do a Night Howl and you go into, you're locked into Alexander, as long as you've already got a Formula Synchron on board, Formula Synchron allows you to synchro during your opponent's turn. So, you synchro Formula Synchron and Gus King Alexander during your opponent's turn, bring out Crystron Phoenix. So this is one tuner synchro monster, one or more non-tuner synchro monsters, so which both they are. If this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all spell and trap cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard. If this synchro summon card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one other monster in your graveyard, special summon it. That is beautiful. Like, not only are you banishing all their main play pieces for their spells and traps, if they play their scales, they think they're safe, you go bang. You banish those, you banish, let's say it's Metaphors, you can banish their Metaphors fusion and whatnot, without them even thinking about it, without them even expecting it at this moment in time, because there's also the Trish play, but I think this is a lot easier to pull off. And then when it's destroyed, you get to bring back any monster you want. So you can bring back a Siegfried if he's in your grave, you can bring back a Crystal Wing in his grave, bring back anything you need. So I really, really like that. My other 7 is Clearing. Now the Clearing, because you get locked into Fiends, if you wanted to, you could bump up your Formula Synchron and bump up your Gengar, your Alexander to make your Phoenixes more consistent. But I quite like Crystal Wing because there is a way of getting this out first turn as well and locking your board out. Clearing, sorry. For the level 8s, you've got Cyframe Lord Omega, Void Ogre Dragon, and Crystal Wing. Now, this is where the money is. This is where the deck becomes expensive. So Crystal Wing, straightforward. Void Ogre, you don't really have a lot of a hand, so you just block. You can just negate spells and traps. If you've got a Siegfried on board as well, you're negating 2 spells and traps per turn. If you've got Hope Harbinger on board, you're negating 3. Like, very, very few decks can get around by getting rid of 3 cards. And then Crystal's just going to negate your opponent's monster effects. So, now let's turn this extra deck budget. Get rid of that, keep that, get rid of that. Maybe put it a little bit over budget. Put that there, that there, that there, that there. Yeah, fine. Get rid of Hope Harbinger. Yeah, Diarch and Bane. Right, so we've just got rid of, let's have a look, we got rid of 3 cards. Very free integral cards, don't get me wrong, these are very, very powerful cards and this makes the deck fire at full power. This can easily be another Siegfried if you want to. It can easily be another decent rank 8. One of my personal favourites that I quite like is Arzi, but he's not so much for first turn lockout. You can take this out for another Diarch if you want. You could take this out for a Scarlight. This is more of a going to second play by changing these cards out. You could put another Alexander in, you could put another Phoenix in, you could put another Formula Synchron in. Now this is the card that I have left out as well, is DDD, Wave, Oblivion King, Caesar Ragnarok. Purely because I want to put him in, but there just isn't space at the moment. I can take him out if I want, I can put him in if I want to. He's a worst case scenario. This card, I very rarely saw myself going into him when I was testing, but he does do really well. So once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this monster, you can target one other DD or Dark Contract card you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to this card except the battling monster. So your opponent has to have 2 monsters on board for you to be able to activate and resolve that effect. Anyway, so they're just a couple of options to make it a little bit cheaper. Unfortunately, with a full extra deck, I don't think this deck can become budget, like £30 or less, but it can still be very, very good. So, that is it for the deck profile. Very, very straightforward. There are so many different variations to it. Another card that Joe does play is Ghost Trick Dullahan. I can't find mine at the moment, but basically Dullahan is a level 1 XYZ. Oh, there he is, sorry. So, Ghost Trick Dullahan is a level 1 XYZ, so if you get locked on the board and you don't have a Lamia to synchro into the Formula Synchron, or if you've already used the Formula Synchron and you've still got 2 level 1s left, go into Ghost Trick Dullahan. This card gains 200 attack for each Ghost Trick card you control, it doesn't matter. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field, half its attack until the end of the turn. If this card is sent from the graveyard, you can target 1 other Ghost Trick card. Basically, he allows to halve your opponent's card, halve your opponent's attacking monster, so it weakens the monster out. If you mix it with Dark Contract with a Witch, he also gains 1,000 because he's a Fiend type. And he just allows you to protect your monsters a little bit more. So he's a very nice card. Again, really budget. You can put him in there. Not very expensive. So that's it for the deck profile. Now on to the giveaway. The one thing that everyone would like most of all. So, the giveaway. Let me zoom out. Let me move that bad boy out of the way. And let me bring in the giveaway. So, I have 2 of these to give away. 2 Pendulum Domination structure decks, completely sealed, unopened, and ready to send to you guys. That's it. Very, very simple. So, if you'd like a chance to win one of these, all you have to do, couldn't be easier. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. Give a big like to the Facebook, to this page, sorry. Yeah, getting too used to it. Give a big like to this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then really, really simply put in the comments below which deck you like playing the most. You like using yourself. It could be a test that you've played online. It could be Infernoids. It could be the best deck in the world, Dark Magicians. No, I'm joking. It doesn't have to be the strongest, it doesn't have to be the weakest. It could be an old school Joey deck, it could be a scrap deck, it could be a GOAT format deck, it could be Shaddolls, Tellarknights, Dragon Rulers, Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Toon Kingdoms, Toons, absolutely anything. It could be a deck of 40 cards that's only Time Wizards, I do not mind. Let us know what deck you prefer playing, what deck you enjoy playing, and I will pick a winner next Tuesday. So, let me refresh that. If you would like to win these, yes, these brand new Pendulum Domination structure decks, all you have to do is like this video, big thumbs up, comment in the description below which deck you like enjoying playing the most, and third, subscribe to our channel. So you don't miss stuff like this. That's why I'm asking you to subscribe so you don't miss giveaways like this. So, thanks for watching. I really do hope that the deck profile was helpful. It's a different kind of take on it. Like I said, the deck can be taken in so many different ways. It can be made budget. I will work on a budget deck for you guys, and I'll have that up for you as soon as I can. But like I said before, I mean, it's actually, I don't even need to really do another one. It's quite simple. Your main deck, the only thing in this deck that you need to take out to make it more budget is the strike. Take out the strike. Find another card, a really, really cheap card, done, dusted. That's your main deck completed. To make your extra deck a little bit more budget, like I said before, the 3 main cards that you need to take out are these 3. Find another decent rank 8. There's plenty of them out there. Maybe not as strong as Hope Harbinger, but still very, very good for a cheap price. Choose another level 8 Synchro, or you can change it to a more fusion-based build, or you can focus more on trying to get your Formula Synchron. Now, the Formula Synchron are about $5, depending on what rarity you get for. But you can get your Gust Kings very, very cheap, so you can put a Gust King in there. Bump up your Gust King, bump up your Formula Synchron, put another D-Arc in there. Happy days, that's it, your budget. You've just made the deck maybe about 35. I won't put it under our £30 or less budget because I know it can't do that. Unless you can get the starter decks for about 20 quid, then you can probably push the 10 quid to get the rest of your cards. Anyway, thanks for watching. Big thumbs up to the video. Subscribe, like, share. Try and enter to try and win one of these. Very, very simple. Just tell us, again, what deck you like playing the most. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and give a big thumbs up to the video. Easy as that. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Again, massive thank you for all the support we received last year for our first year anniversary. And we hope we can do more for this. We hope we can make the channel bigger. We hope we can go aiming for the stars. That's what we're going for, guys. And we want to do it with your help. And, you know, we can't be doing it without your help. So we appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, good luck with the giveaway. And happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.